Look, insurance sucks. I'll just make it suck less. I'm a health insurance hustler. Bradley Hannon's the name.
All right, now we're talking supplemental coverage. And because we're talking back to the basics, I want to give you the basics of what I believe every health insurance plan should be made up of, right? You've got your base plan, okay, which is your medical insurance, right? And then there's two supplements that I believe every single person should have on their plan, regardless of what plan it is, in 99% of the cases, we'll just say. And that is an accident plan and a good cancer policy, right? So you need the accident coverage built in to fill that gap in the deductible, unless you have a zero deductible plan. And even still, you might want to have an accident plan. And then second, a critical illness or a cancer plan for those major, devastating scenarios. So I'm going to walk you through a few basic scenarios on the computer where, hey, maybe an accident and critical illness plan might be a good fit for this situation. And there are multiple situations. And like I always say, I recommend working with a broker to really round out your coverage. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to the team. We're here to help you. And hey, if you're a broker, I highly recommend you are bundling every single plan with at least an accident and a critical illness plan. So let's take a look. All right, so here's the scenario we left off on, and this is my family. I'm going to leave this income of $125,000 here for a moment, because this is a great scenario of where you might want to package with some supplemental coverage. Okay, so you're looking at $125,000 household income for a 31-year-old male and female. They're going to save $210 a month in the form of a tax credit. Their plan would be $591 a month. Okay, now this plan is not very, what I would like to say, usable, because it's got an $8,300 deductible. It doesn't really cover a whole lot, and you can see even the doctor that I selected here doesn't take it. So what you could do, okay, we'll just go up to, these are the bronze plans, okay, expanded bronze. Let's go look at silver plans, okay, and if we look at a silver plan, you're going to see, wow, we've got a lot better coverage now, okay. $889 a month, you got a $4,200 deductible. So we're definitely getting a little bit better. We're improving. But look at what that premium is doing. I mean, it's going through the roof here. So what you may want to do, instead of opting for a higher cost option plan, okay, if you don't qualify for a very significant tax credit, you may want to still opt for this plan, okay, at $591 a month. Now, I understand on this example, your doctor doesn't take it, so maybe not the best example, but maybe the doctor does accept it and this is the cheapest option. Well, to make this plan a little bit more usable, okay, that $8,300 deductible can be kind of scary for some. You can wrap it with an accident and critical illness plan. There are other supplements as well that I don't want to get into too much. Again, this is back to the basics, so we're keeping it pretty basic. But if I threw a $10,000 accident plan on there for $50, now if I have an accident on this plan, I've got $10,000 in kind of a pool of money to use to pay for that accident or pay off my deductible, right? So that is kind of the idea or the theory behind bundling your coverage. It's a common mistake to believe that a bundled plan or these extra supplements and such are going to really cost you more money. But to be honest with you, in a lot of cases, it's going to cost you less money. Now, Unitedhealthcare is great. They have some plans that include both the critical illness and the accident benefit lumped into one. You'll see this one has a $7,500 critical illness benefit, as well as an inpatient hospitalization benefit. So if you were admitted into the hospital, spent 24 hours in the hospital or longer, you would get a $2,500 payout. Now that $2,500 payout is going to offset your $8,300 deductible a little bit and make it, again, a little bit more usable, so you're not having to come out of pocket the full $8,300. Now, National General has similar coverage. If you look at the accident plans, they have packages that include all accidental medical expense, cancer, heart attack, stroke, and hospitalization, similar to the Unitedhealthcare plan. Okay, the $5,000 would help offset that $8,300 deductible, or I could go all the way up to, let's say, $8,000 or even $10,000, okay, for $70. So now for $70, I've really wrapped this plan. It's what, $600 and 600 and what was it, 70 bucks, $660 a month here, rather than going with a plan that, let's say, would be, $900 a month with a $5,000 deductible. Okay, so that the bundling is actually a way to take a plan that has, less than par coverage or less than average coverage, and bulk it up to make it a little bit more usable and friendly. So again, I really highly recommend having at least an accident plan, and sometimes, or actually not sometimes, all the time, having a critical illness plan as well. You can go with Unitedhealthcare here. You can go all the way up to $50,000 for 90 bucks. Not really all that expensive. A common, rule that I use is that in your 20s you should have at least 20,000, 30s, 30,000, 40s, 40,000, 50s, 50,000, and that is, a living benefit, right? You have life insurance for if you were to pass away, would pay a benefit to those you love. Okay, you have critical illness or cancer insurance to pay a benefit to you while you're still living, right? To offset the burden of one of these major life events like a cancer diagnosis. So one of the things you'll see here too is that the critical illness plans, a lot of them have this, where you'll have a waiting period, but you also have a smaller benefit for things that would be critical, but not necessarily as critical as cancer, heart attack, stroke, kind of like a bypass or a graft, right? Or life-threatening cancer diagnosed after the waiting period, but within the first 90 days. So I always recommend you to look through the exclusions and things like that. Make sure the plan fits you. There are all kinds of cancer plans out there, no one the same, and certainly something that you want to make sure that you have before you even put your life insurance in place, in my opinion. So accidents, critical illness, those are a must-have. You've also got things like fixed benefit plans, okay, which they work great for if, let's say, your doctor's out of network, or like on this plan, or you have a higher deductible plan, and they have ranges and benefits. We're going to get into this in a later video, but the point is to always make sure that you have proper supplemental coverage in place to make your plan a little bit more usable, or to cover the gaps in the coverage that you may have. And if you're not very familiar with insurance, again, get with a broker and make sure that you're not missing something, or there's not some major risk with your plan that you're not covering, because after all, your insurance is there to prevent risk.